Didn't realise what was going on there. Are we rolling, bro? Josh Brolin? We're Josh Brolin? Yeah. Yeah, let me just get calmed down, Mr. Luke. This is my pen. What are you doing with my pen?
I thought that was free swag.
Free, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Pull the mic a bit closer to you, man.
Closer to me?
Oh, there we go.
How's that?
That's better. Now you're in the pocket. Now, there we go. You were turned down. Who turned you down?
Oh, no.
I know. Well, we're finally back on track. I just need to have a sip of this. Cheers, man. Oh, shit. Spill it everywhere.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers. Not bad. Haven't had bourbon on the show before. No. It's normally beer or vodka and coffee. Yeah. I know. Wait, do you know? Have I had bourbon on this show before? Beers all the time. He just remembers beers all the time. Well, you're like he's a 35 show veteran now. 35 shows, I think, Mr. Wade's
Well
done.
done.
Yeah. He's the longest surviving producer. Everyone who works for me quits. No, that's not true. It's been 35 episodes. He's getting pretty good at it. How are you doing at it, Wade? Feeling better? Scared? Scared's good. It means you care. Scared means you care. That's our slogan. Scared and caring.
If it makes you feel any better, Wade, I'm terrified and I'm the guest. So.
Yeah. well, you're used to the terror though, because you've been on stage before, man.
Yeah, true.
You know? Or before, you've done plenty of things that have putting yourself out there in the spotlight. You know.
The horror. Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. It takes a bit of tenacity to do that, man.
I think I've found out that I have way more tenacity for that sort of thing than I thought I did.
Really?
Because, I mean, that first show at Tattersalls was terrifying, dude.
Really?
Like, yeah, first gig with, the band.
Yeah.
We, as far as my estimations go, we pretty much smashed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was an awesome show.
And, after that, it's just been sort of... Yeah, there's always the pre-show jitters and stuff like that, but
you get into the zone.
You get into the zone.
Yeah, totally. I remember having to... actually, I should do the full intro before I go into this. I haven't even introduced you yet. I should do the intro. We're already warmed up. Welcome to the Pagey Train today. I have in the studio with me, Luke Sheehan. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
All right, so this is Luke Sheehan. He's a guitarist in The Limited. And we're just talking about our first show that we did together at Tattersalls. And I had to twist your arm to get into that. Because you're like, I don't know, man. I'm like, yeah, man, but when are you going to start doing shows? And you're like, okay. I remember that moment on the phone with you gone. I don't remember exactly what you said, but the message was clear. You're like, yeah, no, we're going to do it. And you put it together and you were terrified.
Yeah, there we go. And the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history. You can look it up on the internet.
Yeah.
No, you do get those pre-show jitters, but do you think you have do you change on stage, or you on stage? 'Cause you know how some people can have a persona. Are you more you on stage?
Me on stage. Is it too early to swear yet? Is it too early to swear yet? Or
I don't know.
Are we past that mark?
I don't know. You can always swear. We're on the fucking internet, man.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Fair
Well,
fucking
fuck.
I think I'm more of a dickhead on stage.
Yeah.
And just, I do play the clown, I think, a bit more. And I think that's gotten better.
Yeah.
Having to, because I'm a newly minted Twitch affiliate now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that happened. I ended up getting, sorry for the sidetrack, but ended up getting, like, the weak ISO from, you know what, the spicy cough. And it's like, okay, I guess I'm just going to stream for, like, 5 days. And ended up getting a few decent raids out of that and ended up getting affiliate. So...
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
So,
well, tell us about that.
Okay. I've been streaming on Twitch for about a couple of years now. Sort of on and off. And then, I think with ISO, with not being able to do anything and just being, I can't have anybody around to film anything and, and generally just being bored. And I'm going, no, I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to become affiliate. They kicked me off YouTube partner program because they changed the goalposts and all that. So no,
what do you mean they kicked you off YouTube to do that?
Okay, so...
What does that mean? Like, how do you, I don't know, how does that work?
Okay, so originally I was in the YouTube partner program thanks to, I think I was with a network at the time and they were like, here, we can give you this. Welcome to the team.
Okay.
And then did you hear about the whole? I think it was Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, that rings a bell.
Yeah, he's I think he went from Vine to YouTube. Anyway, he ended up filming a video in the Japanese suicide forest.
Oh yeah, I do remember this, and it was very controversial because of the disrespect and
exactly, yeah. And from there they just changed, because I forget what the original requirements were, but it's like 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours watch time, and
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
being a very small YouTuber who never uploads, didn't hit that mark, so they were just like out.
Really?
So,
okay.
And so many people are YouTube partners, but this was mine, damn it.
Yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks. I'd love to be a YouTube partner, but I've only got my viewership is bigger than my subscription. I can tell you that. I don't know which one is worse, but I don't know. I don't mind doing this content though. Being like talking to people and learning about people.
Yeah.
But what's Twitch all about? What are you doing on Twitch?
So Twitch is a live streaming platform. I don't think I need to tell you or your audience about this. Very, very video game centric and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's more about Twitch is more about video games rather than
they have expanded to like art channels and podcast channels. Something for you to look into.
Yeah, okay. Get onto Twitch. Another platform I can get onto.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And
this mic is giving me grief today. Keep going. Sorry.
And yeah, so it's live streaming basically. It's just Amazon's live streaming platform.
Yeah, okay. So do you put it down to like, are you sort of talking to the camera and you've got like video gaming behind you and you're talking about missions that you're going on, or you sort
pretty
of
much, or
you're reviewing
or
other
just
games,
talking shit basically? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So,
what games are you into? Like, what do you put on Twitch?
At the moment, I just finished up a bunch of the old LucasArts adventure games.
Okay.
Full Throttle and Sam & Max Hit the Road. Lately, it's been Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
When I can get the PlayStation to communicate properly. I mean, you've had issues just now getting OBS to communicate with everything.
Yeah, well, that's it. To get everything to talk, like, I don't know. I just, for me in computer games though, like, because I know like Twitch is a place to do that. I probably watch people playing computer games. I definitely, I just don't play them anymore. Like, I used to play them like, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. But I'm just so obsessive, man. I just play games.
Yeah.
Because you get such a reward out of it. It's so rewarding playing games. You feel so good playing them.
Yep. It's just that dopamine hit of completed.
Yeah, and a smorgasbord of different varieties of that sensation. So you can do, strategic games where you are running an army, or you can be in a first-person scenario where you're this person going on an adventure and there's a story, or you could be the floating gun just going around massacring things. Right? I found it all very addictive and all very sensational, and I absolutely loved it. Since I was a kid, I was into computer games, but I realised there was one fork in the road when I was 20, and I just decided to leave computer games to go and pursue, or definitely singing, pursue my career, and I got very career focused and very media focused, and I'm the guy in a computer game that's shooting the roof because I've forgotten the direction between Sony and Xbox, being Goofy Finger or not. Is it called Goofy Finger?
Southpaw, I believe.
Southpaw.
I think that's the.
Yeah, so I think I mix up Southpaw a bit. Like I think about which way I'm looking, which way I'm not looking. So I watch reviews, and I've even gone back and watched some of the old computer games I played as a kid. So I'd play like what do you call it? Like interactive movies. Choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Choose your own adventure stuff like Heart of China, Under a Killing Moon. These are all
nice.
Dragon. All these games were really niche back in the day. It was all on PC, just PC. I've gone back and watched those with nostalgia, but I've always been curious to get back into games. How often do you game a week?
Couple of nights a week at the moment, and then on stream anyway, and then off stream it's whenever I get the time, really.
Okay, so do you mainly stream when you play?
I can sort of justify it as, well, I'm kind of doing a thing, and I'm being the entertainer, so it's okay if I sit here and play video games for like 6 hours. It's fine.
That's interesting, man. That's really cool. So I suppose that, like, is it like having an audience while you play?
For people who are actually good at Twitch, yes.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, well, I go, yeah.
Well, what's your experience in there? Like, what are you showing people, and what's your angle on it?
My angle on what do you mean?
Like a demonstration, like you can run some, you should be able to take someone through an adventure on a game, or you just be able to talk shit while playing a game.
Sure, I mean, for me, it's mostly just talking shit.
Mm.
It's just like, this thing happened today, and this is what's coming up, and and some of it is just game commentary.
Yeah.
Because that's what I originally got in, like that. I don't know. My YouTube channel is just a mixed bag of everything that I've just tried to throw at a wall. So
see if this sticks
I've
to
got
it. I just need to get some viewership.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I recently cut together a 9 Inch Nails music video just because.
Awesome.
I've got old music up there from when I tried to be a terrible version of Moby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So, that's
got,
pretty cool, though.
vlogs up
That's
there
pretty
and
cool,
stuff
though,
like
man.
that.
I'd nerd out on that stuff, man. I love that kind of thing, man. So you're doing, like, decks and stuff like that, and, like, doing electronic music?
Just mostly loop-based stuff, and, I was gifted a copy of, do you remember the old EJ CDs that you used to get? And I had, like, hip-hop loops and...
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
From, like, way back in the day, and...
So you used to cycle those around?
Yeah, just cycle those around, and...
Well, you learn a lot during that journey, You learn things that, like, may not come of anything, but you learn something of it.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think without that sort of foundation...
Yeah.
Like I couldn't, because I'm producing my own music now outside the Limited. I don't think I'd be able to go, oh, this is what that does. Okay, I can cut this and do this, and I can program this, and this is what MIDI does, and stuff like that.
The technology background of it, learning it as well, like how to interfaces with different bits of kit. Like trying to get music gear to interface with PCs, especially back in the day, was a super hard task. Unless you had some capital behind you and some education, man, it's a difficult thing to do from scratch. But we worked it out. Most of us all worked it out.
Yeah, well, everything's USB now.
Everything.
You don't need...
Until they change it.
Until they change it, yeah. But thankfully, we seem to be on the...
Yeah, USB, though, you're just universal, so let's keep it that way, people. Yeah, please. But everything plugs into USB. But it's the biggest challenge for writing music if you're going to put it down. Is to record it that way. Yeah. Phones are pretty useful though.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of stuff on the phone when you play music?
I mean, I'll record a video or something for Instagram, or when I'm practicing guitar, it's like, oh, that actually sounded really good. I'll record that through Top Line or voice recorder or whatever.
Well, do you share it with your band? Like, do you go, I got this idea, and then sort
occasionally,
of like, across? Because like that has evolved for me over 25 years of doing music, man. That process of writing has evolved. It's changed. We used to do it like to record sessions, for instance. We used to record on a tape deck with a towel over it. So the towel would like buffer the bass drum and the bass guitar. Right? It would allow you to have a sample of the work that you've been working on, and then you'd have to duplicate that and give it to everyone. And eventually we got to CD. Eventually we got to mini disc. We used to record on a mini disc. That was really good because then you could really edit and transfer well. Yeah. And then it evolved to, even in studios, like at Zen Studios, man, you'd be able to go in, it would have two room mics on the walls, and you'd be able to record straight to a CD and duplicate that on the spot. So you'd be able to hand out to your bandmates all the music that you just practiced, and you'd go, well, we'll record this at this for this track, and then we'll go away and listen to it. Everyone put it in their car, and you'd listen to it on the way home after jam. That's how quick. And that was a mad turnaround. It's a mad turnaround. These days, it was starting to load up to SoundCloud. There was the SoundCloud wave, and then we were on Discord. So now we're doing like different channels. Here's the riff lines. Here's the drum lines. Here's the vocal ideas that are there, and then here's the band chat where we would just talk shit behind the backdrop of the music tree, you know. And then everyone stops using it. And you just practice when you get to the band, everyone stops using the technology. In a way, it becomes too accessible and overloaded, and it loses some of its targeting, I guess. But it has changed, man. It's totally changed.
I I mean, everything's so convenient now. Like you can just send a WAV file of, oh, here's something I cooked up in 5 minutes. I couldn't imagine having to do it on a tape deck or even just handing out CDs like that.
Well, CDs was great.
I'm not saying it wasn't, but it just seems like.
But now it seems like it's how inconvenient.
Yeah.
But convenient, it's like, because no one has a CD player in their car now. So if someone gave you a CD, you'd be like, oh, man.
What is this? What do I do with this?
Can I just stream this somewhere? Surely you can stream this somewhere. But the accessibility is through the roof, man. Like, are you guys on Spotify for the limited?
We are.
Yeah.
We have our first EP on Spotify.
Oh, really, man?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. What's the name of your EP?
A Few Short Songs by Angry People. I think I've got that title
That's a good
right.
title. That's a
or
good
5
title.
Short Songs by Angry People. I'm not sure.
5 short songs
Between
by Angry
Bandcamp
People.
and Spotify, somewhere the name changed.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh,
So you just
okay.
So there's a unification of the EP name just coming together. That's awesome. When did you drop that? Was it pre-COVID or during COVID or after
during,
COVID?
yeah.
During. Lucky. That's good.
It
That's a good
would've
time to
been-
drop a. That's a good time to drop an EP.
December 2020, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
And then because of COVID, we couldn't promote it. So
Can you
it's-
buy the CD though?
Not yet.
You can't buy the
We're
CD.
looking
See,
to-
that would normally be your first point of call is to get
Yeah.
a CD together, get some artwork, get it to your gig, and sell it at the gig. Right? Now we don't do that. Well, we try to do it as a nostalgic thing. Like we do it as, hey man, support the band and you get a CD. But who's going to listen to your CD? Like, where are they going to put it?
I'm still fond of the CD.
I do it, man.
Yeah.
I do it, but I'm just putting my head into other people's
Yeah.
heads, you know? Like,
Well, I think when we finally did the EP, when that was finally released, everyone was like, well, where's the Spotify link?
yeah, straight away.
As
They
well,
want
it's
the
just-
link.
You know.
That's how you do it.
I was like, oh, yeah, but we got it on Bandcamp. You can just buy it there. No, we need Spotify.
Spotify, I already pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I don't know anyone who doesn't pay for Spotify, really.
Yeah.
Everyone pays for it. Have you been? Oh man, have you been? I don't know. With all those subscriptions in the world, right? I always wonder, like, they're starting to bundle them together. I was always wondering when they're going to start bundling subscriptions, man. How many subscriptions do you have? Don't need to get specific. Like, how many subscriptions do you have?
I'd have to think. I mean, Spotify, YouTube Premium. I think between me and my partner and now my new housemate, I think we have like pretty much everything except for Amazon Prime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably a good thing, dude. That's probably a good thing. Amazon
it's
Prime
great.
is a vortex of fucking next paywalls. And
Oh,
it's-
really?
Oh, dude, yeah, totally. When you get Prime, like, 'cause you get on a Netflix, right? Easy platform to describe. You go in there, you got a catalogue of content that you can watch that is categorized into TV, movies, and, you know, whatever. And you can just scroll it, and everything that's in that catalogue is available because you paid for that subscription. It's a search by library model. In Prime, they will give you the basement, like, basic cable, you know, like if you're in a motel sort of thing.
yeah,
So you'll have all this basement content that is not very watchable because you've probably seen it a million times, and you've probably watched it on your original platform that's available anyway. So the next one they have is like nostalgic movies that they figure out through your algorithm what you like. So then they will then pitch you films from your childhood that you like.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, you can rent it for, you know, $4 or you can buy it for 10.
Okay.
Really, really shit, right? And then inside of it, then there's another layer. You get Paramount, so you can buy Paramount. So you got a subscription with inside the subscription. Right, it's like a China doll. All right, and then you've got
I thought Paramount broke away and did their own.
you can get Paramount on its own, but
Okay, yeah.
but you essentially they're inside, like they are fitted together. Like I go into Prime to go to channels to watch Paramount. You can watch Paramount on its own as its own widget.
Okay, yeah.
But essentially, you can navigate through it through Prime. So essentially, I'm pretty sure they own it. Pretty sure they own that. And then above that, then they have the new releases. The new releases are good because you can get a cinema release and Prime will have it.
Yeah.
So you can watch a cinema release at home. That's the one good thing about that paywall. You go, I'd pay for that. That makes sense. If I want to see the immediate, because it has that immediacy, it's fresh, it's new content.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that cuts out the whole, do we really want to see, we could go to the cinema or I don't
pay-
know,
or pay
what
Amazon.
day are we going to go? Or we could just pay Amazon. So.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is if you start purchasing movies, that you have your own purchased movie catalog. And then you go, well, I've invested this. I can't leave. Because if I leave, I dare say that they'll strip you of your ownership because it was probably in the content contract, right? It's Amazon.
Yeah, okay.
If you're content hungry, get it. Like, totally get it.
Oh, there's like one show I want to watch on Prime, and that's only because I don't have the hard drive that show's on. So
okay, what's the show?
Departures. It's like basically two guys with a camera. They travel to all these exotic locations and stuff. It's really cool.
Sounds uber nerdy. I like it. Yeah, okay. I watched. The recent one I did was 1883, which was the Yellowstone prequel. That was pretty boss. It's like Breaking Bad, but 100 years ago. No, not really. That was a terrible analogy. It just sounded cool. But back to writing music, man. So
Sure.
you guys have done. You've released your EP. You got anything else on the boil? You're writing an album, doing another EP.
We are doing a new single called "I Want to See You Naked."
That's
and
great.
That's gonna have
great title.
Yeah, and we're gonna release that as a single, like I said, and do the rigmarole of promotion and get the video out and do the Spotify pre-save. Hopefully, if we can work that out.
Well, do you do all the promotion stuff as well? Like, who's the promotion arm in your band? Like, do you do you have someone that does the graphics, or do you guys bake the graphics, or how do you go about that?
For the EP, we commissioned some artwork. Through. I have forgotten the guy's name. I'm so sorry.
You've been cut out of the credits, my friend.
I'm sorry. But we had that commissioned by someone who's like,
we'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, excellent.
There you go.
Who basically just appeared on like the Aussie punk forum on or whatever on Facebook saying, I'd really like to do artwork for bands. Hit me up if you need anything.
There you go.
And his page exploded from all this because how many
hard
people
to
need
do
artwork?
It's hard to fucking do, bro.
Exactly.
Because everyone in the band is a musician, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you might have an artist amongst you, but that's just an extra ancillary task that you have to do on top of absolutely everything else.
Everything else, yeah.
You can dream about what you want. Like, I want this, and you can give a brief to what you want. But making that happen and getting someone to do that for you usually costs money, and it's hard to enroll someone in the idea of doing that for you. Yeah, so someone going, hey, anyone need band work? Band artwork? Yeah, they would have piled on. Yeah.
Exactly. Finn, his name's Finn.
Finn! Big shout out, Finn.
I hope
your name's Finn.
Let's hope his name's Finn and just call him Finn.
We're calling him Finn. Check it in the comments. We'll correct or confirm if it is Finn that we're shouting out to. But shout out, buddy.
Yeah, so we had that commissioned. Everything else so far has sort of been, I'll just throw this together in Photoshop. Like our band poster for the recent gig. That took.
Are you doing them?
Yeah, I was doing that. I did all that in Photoshop and the first couple of sort of.
How'd your first poster go? Let's talk about your first poster. I'm interested in your because like it's rare that I get to talk to someone about who's the band promoter that was doing the first posters in their band. So you went into Photoshop. What was your experience like building? How did you go about it? What was your motivation to do it? Like, what were you drawing on? Where was the idea come from? And how did you go about making it?
That aspect was actually really easy because we had a bunch of promo photos done like the week before we started promoting the gig, which then immediately got cancelled because COVID.
COVID. What is this about? I haven't heard anything about COVID.
Oh, you haven't heard about COVID?
No, you should tell me about it sometime. Anyway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Band posters. What were we talking about?
So, yeah, basically, I mean, doing stuff like that for me is basically throw this at a wall, see if this works. Yeah. Cool, that looks good. Let's add more stuff. And then just having our little fish logo for the background and stuff like that. It was...
Well, you got branding in there, right? So you've got the fish logo as branding for your band. So everyone's got to have that branding. Like, my favorite one for branding is definitely like, death metal bands where you can't read the title and it all looks veiny, right? And go, that's the logo. We've had logos for bands, man. It works because you want to remind people who you are. Yeah. And be memorable in some way. So that's got to be in the poster. But when I first did a poster, we would try to do like gimmicks like the sign that has someone being struck by electricity, which says caution, stay away. But they've got the stick man that's like being zapped, and we got a photo of a guy that actually had an arrow sticking out of him in the same shape and then we put it in a backdrop of Sydney in an apocalyptic scene. So it was all this mixture of genre and just fucking with people's ideas and giving it a crazy name like, Metal on Acid, or like, what was another one? Scrap Metal Show.
Scrap it. Nice.
Yeah. So we'd come up with these weird themes, and I say hold on to those moments, man, when you make the content for your promotions, because when you're in it, you look at it as a chore, and I'll look back at it and go, man, that was actually pretty fun. It's an extra ancillary job. It's a job.
It's one of those jobs where it's a pain in the ass. It's like editing a movie or a YouTube video or whatever. It's just a pain in the ass that you have to do. But I think at the end of it, like, you can go, I created this thing. And thankfully, I'm a huge nerd for stuff like that. I guess that's part of the reason why, why I got into editing, why I got into filmmaking, why I'm playing in a band, why I'm doing my own music. I'm just a nerd for that sort of stuff. And
you tell me I'm busy. You go, hey, Ross, man, you're really busy, man. You sound really busy. Oh, well, I know what it's like, though. I think that's why I wanted to get you on for an early episode of the show, man, like for this season, because you're a dude that's you're doing so many things, we started on Twitch, man. I thought we were going to talk about bands. We started talking about Twitch. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. It totally slipped me, man, because like you're right into computer games, right? And you got your own Twitch channel, like and followers in Twitch, man. That's really cool. But on the other end, you're like playing guitar in a band while doing the promotions for a band. You're a busy dude. A lot of work to do.
Yeah, a little too busy.
Well, it's good to be busy, though. It's really good to be busy. I think the thing that I've learned later, one of the things I've learned later, and from having that kind of lifestyle, is don't forget your family. Like, hang around with people that you love. Yeah. Don't forget to schedule that in, because we schedule everything else in. I've got to go to band practice. I've got to do this edit. I've got to go. I've got to go to work at this point. I've got to go and pick this thing up to make sure that the house is functioning properly. Then I've got to go and build things for the podcast. Then I've got to go do this. You've got to always doing things. It runs on a schedule and a plan, right? Or maybe not a plan. Maybe some goals. Some loose plans that may get you there, but schedule in family time. Don't forget that, because you can always be working on art your whole life. Your whole life is ahead of you, right? The day you're not going to change doing what you're doing. You're going to just keep doing it. Well, that's not going to change. The depth of success may change. You might get have a win here, have a loss here, but you will always do it. But your family, they change. They get older. And I totally recommend to people to hang out with your fams and your friends. Yeah,
of course. Yeah.
Sometimes you forget that as an artist, I think.
I think because artists in general are just they're so not insular, but they sort of do get wrapped up in their work and stuff like that. I think if you can relate to this, cool. But I think we do sort of get carried away with the work or the craft, and we sort of lose sight of, this person still exists.
Yeah, well, that's it. We get focused, right? You get focused on it. Like building any content stream, right, on the internet these days is a lot of work, man. You may be sitting there playing computer games doing it, but you've worked out the infrastructure to do that, the channeling, how to route that, how to publish that, and how to put it into a spectrum where it can be observed and respected or denied. Yeah. Essentially, that's the model. But you do that across different fields. It requires focus. You have to be a focused person. Like even me, like I always say, I still have time, man. I still have time. Always have time left over. I just wish I'd stopped. Personally, I wish I stopped stressing about the small things, like the big things I can deal with. Like that we got stuck in traffic and the drummer's going to be 20 minutes late and it's going to fuck up the setup for our show. I can deal with that. I can work around that. But cutting me off in traffic, I'll fucking lose my mind. I just lose it, man. So I want to try to, work on the short fuse stuff. That's me. Yeah. Because it's not good for you. I stress out, man. I stress out all the time. About focus. My stress is about focus and things that distract focus. This thing got in my way of stopping me from doing this edit, or something got in the way of me doing this show. Yeah.
Yeah. Would that be, I guess for you, would that be sort of a offshoot or maybe itself the part of the completion principle.
Definitely.
It's just like there's this thing that I need to do, and this is
it needs to reach fruition. Yeah, and it
you
does.
just lose your mind at the end of it.
Yeah. And the other thing is things that interfere with the system. So rudeness is a good example. I think rudeness like slows things down. When people are rude, then we've got to account for that emotion in some way. We've either got to accept that emotion, reject that emotion, buffer that emotion. When people are rude, it slows things down. If you're just like nice, polite hails and farewells and excuse me's and like, oh, can you just pop in here? Oh, no, just hop in there, man. It's all right. If we did that, then that would speed traffic up, right? Or it would speed the workplace up. Or it would speed conversation up, communication up, speeds things up. So I think being self-analytical, I think that one of the things of rudeness slows things down. That's why it annoys me. I think being an artist, it's paradoxical. It's very selfless. You're giving your shit away, man. Like, who's the most paid out of the chain in producing an EP and putting it on stage? Who's the most paid? Is it the artist or someone else in that chain?
I would say, I'd say someone else in that chain.
Yeah, I would too. Generally, it is, unless you're the 1%ers. Yeah. Unless you're the 1%.
Unless you're Metallica, it's always gonna be someone else.
It's always going to be someone else. It's going to be the producer that produced your music. It's going to be the person that pressed your shirt. It's going to be the person that you hired the venue from to do your show. Yeah, they're the people. Exactly. They're the ones that profit from it.
Though we're sort of fortunate in that way because of course we do shirts and stuff like that. All our shirts we do in house. We ended up just getting.
Really?
Yeah, we ended up getting a silk screen.
That's the best thing I've heard in ages. And, how do you do that?
We ended up just getting a silk screen with the Limited logo.
Yeah.
And, just Jordan does it at his house and he heat treats them and everything. So far, we haven't had any complaints.
Yeah, okay. So
thankfully...
But it's two screens that go together and you just got the logo in there and then you put paint over it and then it transfers onto the shirt.
Pretty much you got the shirt on the table, put the silk screen on, put the paint on.
Yeah.
And then, use the squeegee
thing. Yeah, squeegee, that's right. I remember that. High school's flashing right back to me, folks. The wooden frame that you do. Oh, man, you must make a way bigger profit margin than anyone else.
Yeah.
Way bigger.
And I think for us, because we're a small band, we can sort of, I guess we want to do a lot more stuff in-house. Like, I think recently we were talking about getting, like, the badge maker, getting... we had someone recently knock up a bunch of key rings for us. Mm-hmm. I think, at least from my standpoint, from, I guess, the quote-unquote business standpoint, what I want to do is be able to, not, we'll just put a shirt on Redbubble, you can buy that. I'd rather give that... If we can't do it in-house, then I'd rather commission someone that we know to do it. And that way, they get a couple of bucks as well.
It's a good way to do it. It's when you can make that work. Through the festival, we try that really. We go to great lengths to try and get that to happen. Get the graphics made locally. Get everything done in Australia. Get everything done by mainly Western Sydney if we can. But sometimes it's a challenge. If you're on a budget, sometimes you've got to go the cheaper option, which may not be as community minded as you'd like it to be. But you should definitely have those aims. I really dig that. Yeah.
I think just having, because at the moment our sort of, I guess our modus operandi is to get, we end up just getting blank shirts from Vinnie's or from friends and stuff like that.
Okay.
And, like $4 a shirt or something, instead of going to Kmart and buying 100 that were made in Bangladesh or whatever.
Yeah, and they're going to fall apart anyway.
And they're going to fall apart in 3 seconds.
Well, if you get it from an op shop, you know that it's been through a journey and it's made it that far, right?
Exactly. Totally. And we just screen print those. And, so far, no complaints.
That is really sick, dude. That is really cool.
Because Jordan is very singer, guitarist. You know Jordan. They might not know. But Jordan, guy in the Limited.
Singer, guitarist.
He's very sort of eco-minded in that way. And he, wants to sort of the 3 R's and, get some sort of sustainability going, which has been a little bit of a bugbear because it's like, okay, do you really want me to sit here for 6 hours and Google ethical stickers or ethical key rings or stuff like that? It's just,
That's
There's
pretty
been
cool,
a lot
though.
of research.
Yeah, but
it's cool, and
but that
it's,
research
you
is
know,
helpful though.
It
It's
is.
helpful,
It
man,
is.
and as well, like, just like look, just if you guys don't out there in like podcast land are listening, right? Like, when you do a shirt, you can go to a company and they will do a mass production for you, and you have to supply a graphic to them. And generally, you might get out of that for depending on the unit size, like how many units you purchase. Which is always over 50 or over 100. It's always in that spectrum, so you have to buy 100. You'll be looking at anywhere between $16 and $23 for the shirt, depending on the quality of the fabric, depending on the print.
Yep.
And then you sell the shirt for $30. And because you have to sell the shirt for $30. And then you go, well, I'll do a package. So at the show, you'll go, well, I've got this CD that I've printed that we had the artwork built for, that we had to press the CD. And we know that not many people are going to listen to, but we're selling it as an iconic piece as a collector for the band. So you have to have that option. So then you go, well, I'll sell that for $10. $10 is a fair buy for that.
Yeah.
And you go, well, I'll make a deal, $35 for the 2. All right. So you're only making $8 for 2 units, you know. Depending on the CD cost as well. Normally you get them done for $2 to $3. So you'll make $7 per CD and make $7 on your shirt. That's generally the bandwidth of what you do. But you can get it done for $4 and sell it for $20. You're selling it $10 cheaper, and you're making $13, $16. Sorry. So that's a mad idea, and you're recycling shirts and doing it yourself.
Yeah,
mad idea.
And I think, I guess the other sort of mindset that we have with that is that, you know, it sort of fits in with sort of the punk DIY sort of ethos of, you know, we did this stuff ourselves. We know it looks a bit shitty. We know that, you know,
it's not shitty.
It's
stylistic.
It's unique.
It's unique. It's stylistic. It's not shitty. I've seen your shirts, man. Your shirts are really awesome. I want one of your shirts. I was hoping you were going to bring one, actually. I've ruined Christmas.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah, you didn't bring me a shirt. I'll have to order one online. Where can we order one online?
We're working on that.
Oh.
We're hoping to get that through Bandcamp.
Okay.
Get all that set up. So.
Yeah, okay. It's hard to sell them, though. Well, I didn't think about that marketing part. So you sell them at the gig. It doesn't cost you anything to sell it at a gig.
Yeah.
But if someone buys it online, then you've got to mail it to them. There's your $7.
Yeah.
So then you've got to charge a mailing fee. So if you want to make your $7 on a $23 unit purchase for a low quantity, like, so then you got to do a high purchase at $16, but to get your money back, you got to sell 300 fucking shirts, man, 1,000 shirts. I don't know how we did in Mendoza. We had 900 shirts.
Yeah.
At one point, and I don't know how we did. I don't think we got rid of them all. I think we may have got through like 600 of them over 3 years. Took us to get rid of that as a band, as a garage band, you know. So make to order. I'm going to put it out there on the internet right now for the limited, obviously. Jordan will get out there with his silk screen, get to work. Pay him $1 an hour. That's my recommendation. Okay, that sounds fair. He's an artist after all.
He's doing it for he's doing it for exposure.
Oh,
that's the thing.
Isn't
that the big?
Yeah, that's everyone needs exposure, man. I've got a good recipe that you can actually make a good meal out of exposure. Yeah, you don't really need any heat to cook this, but it will work. You know, you can put different parts of exposure together and feel fulfilled. You get no nutrients from it though. I don't recommend any nutrient value from that meal, but
that's okay.
If you go through the process, you'll feel better. Yeah, about not having any food because you're a poor artist.
I have actually approached Jordan about being you have a silk screen.
Ooh.
It's like, yeah. We can make our own shirts. Yeah. Could we capitalize on this? Could we get another one knocked up for a band or a thing? It's like,
send us your logo, kids. We'll build a shirt. We'll make sure you get your $9 profit.
Yeah.
Before postage. Postage is your deal. It's your deal. Yeah, man. So Limited recently did a show. Where'd you guys play?
We played at the Great Club in Marrickville.
The where?
The Great Club.
The Great Club.
It used to be the Alexander the Great. Up on Livingston Road there.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine, Ali Flett, bought it out. And it turned into the Great Club, and she's done really well with it.
Wow, big shout out, Ali.
And before that, she ran the news agency in 2 separate venues. named aptly because it used to be in a news agency in Marrickville.
Yeah, okay.
So we played there alongside Traumasaur, Mole Man, who you were familiar with.
Yeah, we know Molman, man. We
And,
played with those guys a couple of times, yeah.
Traumasaur, Mole Man, and Contrasto.
That's a good lineup, man.
Yeah.
That's a contrasted lineup. I like contrasted lineups like that, because back in the day, early 2000s, maybe early 2010s, you'd still be doing like these theme shows where it would just be all thrash metal or just like all hardcore or punk, and we would go along to these shows and be like, man, because it always ends up being like the girlfriend's bands and the other bands watching, right?
Yeah.
And we thought, how do we navigate around this idea? Because that's always going to be the case. Because you're only going to have diehard fans that come along to listen to music without changing the lineup. We found by changing the lineup, you invite different people that have a penchant for different genres in metal, right?
Yeah.
Because then they've got a range of stuff. So if someone likes punk, there's a punk band for them. So they'll really like that, but then they get to experience other bands as well that they would probably be, affectionate to because they like punk to begin with.
Sure.
So I found, by changing up who's on your lineup, you get a better crowd all the time.
Well, I think any time you've asked us to play, we've sort of just been the token punk band, and then like we had metal, and then we had whatever the zoology does. They seem to be
hard rock, hard rock,
and then
that was a zoology show. Yeah, I put a lot of crazy shows together. I had a show come together at last year, but it fell apart, and I was going to put on like a rap metal band, and a punk band, which was you guys. I know you. I don't know if you guys were available for that show.
We were available.
Did I cancel?
Yeah, I think.
I cancelled. Yeah, I cancelled from our Mendoza hiatus. Watch this space. I only cry at night. Very late.
And I cry for you, Ross.
Yeah. Everyone should. Everyone shed a tear for Mendoza right now.
I was gutted when I got that message. It's like, oh yeah, Mendoza's on hiatus. Like, no. Look how they massacred my boy.
Yeah, no. Big shout out to our drummer Rob, moved to Queensland, southeast Queensland. I should give him a call. Actually, it's been pretty rough up there.
Yeah.
And rough down here too. But I miss my mate Rob. And look, there's other drummers out there. There's other guitarists out there. I'd like to maybe reform it one day or start another project. The project maybe me and you were going to work on. Jack Ruby, which I think is a fucking mad name for a band. If we ever get anything like that from the road, I don't know. But this year, man, I'm just so fucking busy.
Yeah.
This year's in an insane year. I've got, because we've expanded the festival, expanding the production company. We can see a lot more bank out there, so we want to go and grab it and make some nice content for some nice people, and make some edgy content for some edgy people too. There's a lot of fun to be had, and that's kind of what I'm up to this year, is doing more media production.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, promotional stuff, a lot of promotional stuff, a lot of documentary sort of stuff. But I'm trying to get my movie up and running. Trying, man. I've put it on back burner 3 years in a row.
Yep.
It's getting hectic, bro. Do you have anything on the back burner? Movie wise?
At the moment I've got I'm writing an animated series with a friend of mine.
Really?
Tentatively titled Welcome to the Apocalypse.
That's a good name. You're good at coming up with names, man. You got some good names out there. That's really good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Sure, shucks.
And that's basically, your Mad Max, your Fallout, your Borderlands sort of universe by way of the guys who did Family Guy. And that's sort of the attitude I'm going in with it.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm currently working on.
That sounds pretty cool.
In terms of in terms of script writing and stuff like that. Very early days. But
yeah, okay. But you got some ideas that you're bouncing around.
Yeah.
Writing, let's talk about writing, man, like the writing process, because like being a guitarist is totally different from writing to words, right? So make a story, like they're different mediums. I suppose you still can be a storyteller as a guitarist, right? Of course that's possible, and you can be lyrical while writing and rhythmic while writing. But looking at the writing, I don't know, maybe this is a good question. Is there a lot of difference between approaches to guitar writing and writing scripts, if that makes sense. Like, is there a different approach to, like, do I break this up into parts, or do I just sort of riff with it and see where I get? Do I look at a blinking cursor and just write, or do you like take a guitar riff and just record it and see what comes out, or do you sort of plan it out or map out your writing, or is there a difference between the two?
I think there's a solid difference between the two. I think.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess. That's actually a really good question.
I know, I just come up with it. I've had 3 bourbons down, man, and I'm just on fire.
No, I take that back. The approach is very much, at least for me, I can't speak for...
Yeah, from the very start, the
every
blinking
guitarist,
cursor. The blinking cursor.
Every scriptwriter, I can't speak for anybody else but myself. I think the approach is still the same of, well, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Like, beyond putting the toe in, actually just diving into it.
Yeah, I guess. And a lot of the riffs that I come up with, or, end up perhaps maybe borrowing from my creative betters.
Borrowing, referencing. We'll go with referencing.
Liberating.
Yeah. Setting free.
A lot of that would come from just, I have my guitar plugged in the interface and I've got the amps in running. I'm just noodling. It's like, oh, that sounds good. Let's add that.
Yeah, let's capture that.
Yeah.
Is it the same with writing though? Like, do you just have streams of thought and do it? Because everyone I talk to is different. Everyone I talk to about this is different. Like, whether it's from an editing point of view, or a writing point of view, or a directing point of view, or performance point of view, or guitar writing. Yeah. There's that start seems to be the same of the exploration, but when we get to the point of nailing a piece down, how people change there is different. So some people are like, I'll then plan it out and go, well, this will be part 1, this will be part 2, this will be part 3, and they map it out. Or they just take that first block and then just chop that down and go for another one. Just go for blocks that they can put together.
Yeah, I think, even with some of the stuff I've done for the Limited, some of my own stuff, and script writing, it's all sort of been, okay, I have, maybe not with script writing, but as far as...
it's the hardest one, though.
As far as music goes, I think, a lot of that has been, where can I take this? I mean, I'm bringing out an EP soon for my solo stuff.
Oh yeah,
which we can talk about.
We can talk about. We can plug the solo stuff. We get the Twitch handle in there. Don't worry.
Even better.
There's heaps of room,
Thank you.
bro. There's heaps of room.
Okay. But there's been a couple of songs now that I've been working on with my solo stuff where it's been, okay, this is not where I wanted to take it. This was meant to be a nice little chill sort of thing, and now it, I
morphed.
I mean, I pretty much turned into a theme. I called it a theme from a horror movie. And there was another one where it's like, oh, this has ended up pretty much being the Terminator theme. Let's call this Future War. Done.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that. I think was it Fear Factory? They did a good backdrop with that tune. Can't remember what it was. H&K Killer, I think it was called.
I think there was H&K Killer.
Yeah, well, they do the hammer that clams together. Like,
no, that was Piss Christ.
Piss Christ. Yeah.
I want to
Obsolete.
Say no, not Obsolete.
Digimortal.
Digimortal, yeah.
Yeah, Digimortal, good album.
So good.
Oh, dude, sci-fi and metal. Oh, I'm done. It's so good. Themed fucking story-driven riffs with story-driven vocals, with story-driven drums, man. Like, and cultural capital that's integrated into it, that has references to everything that's ever been sci-fi. Consciousness of the machine versus consciousness of man versus consciousness of man merged with machine, wrapped up in metal. Fuck yes.
I spoiled myself with Fear Factory because I started with Obsolete.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that Obsolete was later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obsolete, I think, was the next one, and that had Edge Crusher and stuff like that on it. As soon as I put Shock,
I am the way. No, that's Digimortal. Anyway.
No, that's
Is that Obsolete?
Smash and Devour.
Smash and Devour?
Obsolete, yeah.
Yeah, Obsolete. Yeah. Freedom from salvation. Oh man, it's one of my workout albums, dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I pump iron to that shit. Feel like a machine. And then I finished my workout and realised I'm quite human. Very much human. Very much an old human. Yeah, sorry, I totally went on a tangent about this writing approach, man. So, talking about the approach to writing riffs and telling stories. Do you think about a story when you're telling a riff, or is it, how are you unplugging that or plugging that in?
I think with the limited stuff, it's very sort of, okay, well, there's only 3 chords that any punk band knows. Let's see where we can go
And
with
this is where that space is filled.
Yeah, and this is
this is the frequency.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is sort of inspiration from other sort of bands like that.
Yeah, okay.
As far as doing my own music goes, again, it's just sort of very, well, okay, this is now not what I expected, but
that's right.
It is now this thing.
So you went out to go do this thing, but it changed.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like? Going, well, I've got this plan to be melodic in this way, but it's changed. And do you like what it's changed into, and do you miss what you didn't get?
In some aspects, yeah. Because I think both times for both those songs that I mentioned, it was meant to be just this nice ambient track that you could just chill out to. No, it's now a horror movie theme. Done. Yeah. Now it's, oh no, you thought this one was chill? No, it's now the Terminator theme.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, man. I've even written stories that started out as a gangster film that turned into a sci-fi film. And vice versa. I was trying to write a sci-fi that turned into a gangster film. I'm working on this cool one at the moment. It's called Ghost Gun. It's about guns that are made without serial numbers. And how much they're worth and who buys them and why they buy them. Why does one need a ghost gun?
Yeah.
So watch this space. I'll be hopefully shooting that one soon. Ghost gun. About a dude that sells ghost guns and gets into obvious nefarious issues by selling highly controversial material. I know, what would you do if you had a ghost gun? That'd be terrifying. I'd be like, fuck, how do I get rid of this thing? I'm going to go to jail for 20 years. I'm going to get rid of this thing, man. How do I get rid of this thing? Who wants this thing? How do I get rid of this? I'll just leave it in the park. No, I can't leave it in the park. Kid will pick it up. Shit. I'll put it in the bin. I'll put it in the bin. No, then the auto man will get it. I'd be totally fucking freaking out. Well, I suppose if I had any gun, I'd be freaking out. Like with serial numbers or without. Unless I owned it.
Yeah.
If I owned it, if it was my weapon, that would be okay. But if it's like, what's this thing that I have? This is a legal thing, that would be bad. I wouldn't be able to live with that.
And of course, being your luck is one of the ones that we can't get in Australia.
Yeah,
it'd be one of those completely restricted,
totally exotic.
Yeah,
like an RC90 with an 80 mag on it. That's just something like out of James Bond. Like, how did you get this? I got it in the mail.
I found it.
I found it
it's
in the park.
Mine.
So writing what made you want to be the solo sort of dude? Are you doing just guitar work? Are you doing other instruments as well? Are you singing?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Working up the courage for that, but I'm hopefully getting other people to work on that with me. So the project is called Pigeon Rat.
Pigeon Rat.
And the best way I can describe it is I like The Simpsons. I like 9 Inch Nails.
I see where this is going.
One is a pale imitation of one that references the other.
Pigeon Rat.
You do the math.
Yeah, I see. That all came together for me.
Yeah.
Pigeon Rat, okay. So are you doing, but are you just doing the guitar riffs for it, or are you putting a background in it? You're doing like...
Guitar riffs, drum programming, MIDI programming, getting into synths with that.
A lot of work. So you're doing the synth work?
I'm doing the synth work.
Fuck, how do you do that?
Even bought a keyboard just to do the synth work. So turns out I'm really bad at piano.
You tell me that, yeah, man, everyone unless you play piano is bad at piano. You talk about like, I'm scared of working up the courage to sing, but you're playing fucking piano, man. Like, I could, you give me a microphone, I could sing anywhere. You put a guitar in my hands, I'd be absolutely terrified. Absolutely terrified of playing guitar. I think everyone has heard my rendition of Smoke in the Water and they're not fucking impressed. Yeah, man, it's just, way to look at it is this, right? Being able to go from a guitar to a synth, man, like clearly you can operate instruments, right? You can operate them. You understand scales, understand notes, getting there.
But getting there.
Yeah, but you know chords. You'd be doing chords, right? So, If you get to chords and if you get to scales, you're doing really well. From chords to scales, you're doing really well. If you can then interchange your instruments, which you're doing, means you're doing pretty well as well. You're probably doing scales without even really realizing that you're doing them.
Probably,
right?
yeah.
Well, all of those things exist within you as a voice. People have it at different degrees, but if you think about your lungs, your stomach, your throat, your mouth as an instrument, you'll do a lot better. Because you'll probably take that approach and go, I want it to sound this way, and you'll have an expectation on how your instrument sounds, right? And that's called finding your voice, right? You've got to find what your voice is. But my recommendation to go on that journey is to think of your guitar is inside you. This is your guitar. Think about it as an instrument, and you might do better. Because if you can interchange your instruments, why can't you just interchange the singing as well? They're all just notes. It's all just notes.
I probably could, but
Confidence. All right, what about the car? You sing in the car?
Regrettably,
What do you sing in the car? What is your go-to in the car? Like,
my go-to in the car.
what's the go-to? What is the go-to in the car?
A lot of pop punk.
Yeah.
No Effects, Blink 182, bit of Nine Inch Nails in there, bit of Smashing Pumpkins.
Okay. Because I think mine's like Typo Negative, Tool,
nice. Yeah.
Caius, Queens of the Stone Age, even Otis Redding. There's a big range in there of things that I'll sing. But there's the car. What about the shower? You a shower singer?
Not a shower singer.
Not a shower singer. Totally recommend it, dude.
I'm an efficient shower.
Oh, really?
In and out, yeah.
In and out? I'm not an
I got
efficient showerer.
shit to do, man.
Man, I too am a busy dude. I'm telling you, but the shower is like a meditative state where I come up with some of the best lyrics I've ever come up with is in the shower. Even not just lyrics per se, but lyric lines. Not the words so much, but the sound, especially for guttural vocals. Like you can really work things out. I feel bad for when my wife is on a Zoom call and I'm currently doing a shower and I forget that, because I imagine that could be quite destructive at work. Imagine you're at work at a meeting and a heavy metal vocalist just comes in and starts singing outside. It'd be a bit disruptive, so sometimes I've got to be cautious of my shower time with doing guttural vocals. But certainly a good acoustic place to practice is a shower. The car is private enough to get away with it, so that's why I always ask people, what do you sing in the car? Because everyone does it. Some people won't admit that they do, but they at some point in their life have sung in the car. Have you ever had friends that you've actually sat in a car with and sang with before? This is an interesting question. Ooh. Like, have you had a group of mates that everyone sings in the car?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely had those friends before.
Definitely with my partner, Shelley. Even if I'm just, even if she's singing, I'm just being a fuckwit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll join in with my bad singing.
Me. Yeah. I can sing off tune too.
Me and Jordan probably.
Yeah.
Some bad. There's probably some evidence of some Bad Religion track we've sung to in the car.
Yeah. Okay. It's an important thing though. Singing with others, man, is a very cathartic thing. Totally recommend it. I sing with my wife when we do like karaoke. I think one of the ones we do is Simply Irresistible. Do that. It's fucking hilarious, man. Doing Robert Palmer. I can do a metal version of that as well, which I probably won't do in this microphone right now, but it's quite hilarious watching me do heavy metal to Robert Palmer.
When we were doing the Jack Ruby sessions, we should call them your metal version of Scat Man. Just put me on my ass.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did a metal version of Scat Man.
Yes, you did.
I'm a Scat Man, me. It would have been like that. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Hilarious. I don't remember doing that. Yeah. Wow. That's why you should never give me a microphone, folks. That would have been in the dank with 1800 watts.
That was most definitely the dank.
Yeah, with 800 watts behind a shore. Yeah.
The dank, man.
Yeah, man. 10 years. 10 years for the dank.
Do you still have the dank?
No, man. No, close the dank down. Yeah, close it down.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I had the dank for 10 years. Yeah. The dank had been through 8 members.
Yeah.
And 2 bands. So it got a lot of use. I worked out I did the maths on all of it, and I think it worked out over 10 years to hire the dank cost $50,000 for 10 years. And out of that, I worked out how much we got from gigs, and I worked out how much we saved from not playing at other hiring studios.
Yeah.
And generally, I think the real out of pocket, if you really boil the out of pocket, it's about $5,000 each. So for playing in 2 bands over, maybe 15 to 20 venues.
Yeah.
Doing over 50, maybe to 100 shows for $5,000 over 10 years is a good deal. It would have been nice to make some money on top of that. Like, we always made money playing gigs, but
Yeah.
you don't make your money back. Even your advertising costs can totally kill your profit margin. But yeah, man, that's what it worked out. $5,000 each, maybe less, maybe like $4,000 each. And we got to play and have a venue, not a venue, sorry, but a rehearsal space that you could just open a roller door, turn on the power, start playing drums, start playing guitar, start singing into a microphone, and do that at any time, at any hour, on any day, because it's in an industrial space. So you can do it anytime, anywhere, any time of day, at any day. We would jam at 3 a.m. sometimes. We would jam at 9 a.m. We jammed once. Did a 9 a.m. jam.
The couple of times I was there, it just felt like this surreal, shady drug deal sort of things. Like, yeah, we're going to the dank at 10 p.m. Like, okay.
Man, that sounds awesome. I like to hear that, dude, because like you've seen it. You got all the carpets on the walls, all the graffitis on the walls. It's got the rugs. It's got the beer. It's got the bongs. It's got the bongos. Sorry, because of the drums. Yeah. But it's got it's nefarious looking. It looks like the Ninja Turtles' lair, essentially. And but we looked at it like this way as well. It's also a man shed. The man shed mentality.
Yeah.
Where you have people come together. Like, it wasn't just about music, man. It was about 5 mates that used to hang out together.
Yeah.
Stand around having cigarettes. Drinking beer. Talking about, oh shit, man, my lawnmower broke down today. I've had that thing for fucking years and it broke down. Even just that small chit chat has so much value. And there's that.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
and the sharing of stories and problems, man. Voicing concerns and then hearing other people's opinions. So it had that a man shed mentality to it. But beyond that as well, like I got to host a whole bunch of different guitarists there, like yourself.
Yeah.
Where you invite a guest guitarist to play with you, and I would have done that plenty. I don't even know how many times I've done that. I'd have people from bands that I'd played in 20 years ago be in town and go, "Hey man, you want to come for a jam?" They'd come down and plug in and get to feel that sensation again of being, because it's a different sensation, man, playing guitar on your own or singing on your own. Being surrounded by a band is totally night and day. Yeah. So giving someone that experience, especially if they've had it before. If you haven't had that experience, you don't know what you're missing. Really, you don't. If you haven't played music on stage, you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
But if you have done that and you don't have it in your life anymore, to have that one moment again, it's fucking gold for people. And I've done that.
Absolutely.
Done that for a few people, and it's been a privilege, man. Owning the dank and being a member of that was an absolute privilege. We did so many good things, man. So many good things. There's so many shows. There's so many stories and so much craziness. Like the ludicrous things that happen in a band, from disruptions in green rooms to sound guys just fucking flipping out and quitting on the job. I remember once, man. Like even holding we had the band promoter, by the scruff of the neck, trying to get our money at one point. It was pretty insane time. And the dank was the epicenter for all of that crazy nonsense. That was all absolute fun. Yeah.
Well, what you were saying about giving someone that experience was like, that was a first for me. Like, it was totally different to being in the limited, where it was like, okay, we someone's written this song, we have like a set sort of group of people. You'll pretty much turn up to the dank, be prepared with like 3 riffs.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then, good things came out of that. Like, you know,
we
I
wrote
hope
two or three songs, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope that at some point we have the opportunity to.
Well, I want to open the dank
expand on
again.
that.
I want to open the dank again. I think I'll do it in next year after I get through this year. Because that's why it's a hiatus, right? And I've got to go source new members. There's old members there that want to do it again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I've got to go source new members and put the dank together. But I want to do it again. There's nothing stopping me from doing it again. It's just I can't. Because it's an expense, right? Owning a studio is an expense, and it's not something that makes money. It's a shared expense amongst 5 people.
Yeah.
And you know, essentially your out of pocket per year is like, you know, $1,200, which is, you know, it's $100 a month. But you can do that. You can do that like doing rehearsal studios. You'd pay that.
Oh,
anyway.
absolutely, yeah.
You pay that in fuel, like. But for me, I'm really selfish, man. I like the dank was literally less than a kilometre from here. Like, it's just literally down the road. I'd duck there, even without the band there. I'd take singers there, man. I've taken, like, maybe 3 or 4 singers there to... Because, like, the biggest restriction from a singer is there's nowhere to practice. Like, a guitarist can plug in a headset and practice, right? Singers, it's harder to find a practice space because it's quite audible and you're going to create disturbance of some kind. And you certainly don't operate with a microphone. Like most good singers out there don't know the experience of mic placement. Mic placement's everything on a stage.
Yep.
If you don't understand mic placement, you are not ready for a stage. You won't be able to do it. It's like playing acoustic. Going, all right, we're going to do electric guitar on the stage in front of an audience for the first time. Like, that's just insane idea. They're different beasts. They have similarities, but the operation of an acoustic versus an electric guitar is fucking, again, night and day. They're different.
Yeah, I'd pay that.
They're totally different. Like, if you've never operated one to the other, you don't know the contrast. You don't know the difference. And it's the same with, I believe, with using a microphone, singing into a microphone. It's totally different from singing in your shower or singing in your car. It's totally different. You actually learn that you have more projection that you even understand. Like, because in your car, you project really hard, right? You want to hit notes and you want to be wherever your volume level is in the car. You want to meet that. So you'll learn to project a lot, but you learn that you can have energy conservation through singing through a microphone because you can let a little bit out and still achieve the same volume, same noise, same impact. And you don't understand that unless you've done it. And it's a muscle memory thing. You can understand the concept of that, but you actually have to put your lungs through that activity for you to have a memory of it. And in your stomach, especially guttural vocals, man. Get the abs going.
Yeah.
Don't have them going these days. But you get the abs going for sure. If you're aspiring to be a singer, I for anyone, practice with a microphone. I got a real cheat kit that you can do. The best way I recommend anyone for access to learning how to sing and learning your own capabilities. JBL, they do, you know, those big music boxes that you can do. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth setup.
Yeah.
You can get ones that come with 2 cordless mics. JBL does one. So I've got like this 200 watt. You can easily balance the mix so that the voice comes through prominent in any song. So whether it's heavy metal or whatever, it doesn't matter. Whether it's Dolly Parton, doesn't matter. Like you can equalize it quite easily. And then it was great because I took Misty on a journey, right? So it was most people are scared of singing, right? Like you get behind a microphone, they get shy. It's kind of like camera shy. They get shy, and once you get through the shyness, then they open up a little bit, right? And I saw on Misty, she realised about mic placement. I can see it happen. I go, oh, you figured out mic placement. You understand that it has this, it has an effect. You can really change things by mic placement. It's really easy. You can get really loud really easily, but do the same thing further away. It sounds different, man. It just sounds different than how you operate with a mic. And when I saw that happen, I realised, oh yeah, that's right. Someone who always wants to sing, someone who always sings in the shower, someone who always sings in the car, has never actually had to go on a microphone. And I recommend it to people. The instrument is within you. It is in you, and you just got to awaken it. Just got to wake it up. You've got to tune it. Guitar needs tuning. You need tuning. That's how you do it. But the fear can't help you with that. Can't help you with that one. Yeah.
I'll muddle through. That's fine.
Oh, well, one thing I will say about fear: how does one learn to fly unless one is in free fall?
Fair point.
That's
Fair
why
point.
that's why it exists. Fear
There
exists.
we go. Wisdom from Ross.
Wisdom from Roscoe. Man, I think we're near the end of the show, so let's get your plugs away. Where can we find The Limited online on Spotify? How do we find it?
It's look up The Limited. You'll see a picture of a fish. That's us.
A rotten fish.
Yeah,
A bony fish.
the bony fish.
The bony fish.
We are also on Bandcamp. I think thelimitedmusic.bandcamp.com.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all, I think for most of the social networks, we're The Limited Music or The Limited Band Oz.
Mm-hmm.
We have a link tree. I'll send you that to put in the credits.
Comments.
Comments?
He's a filmmaker.
Oh,
Put it in the credits.
comments. My bad.
I would have done that. I would have said that. Yeah, okay. What about Twitch? Let's tell us about Twitch. Where can we get your Twitch channel?
Twitch.tv/Rukusan.
Rukazan.
Be prepared for genuinely a hot damn mess.
Yeah. Well, look, a hot damn mess can be quite attractive. A lot of people like a good hot damn mess. Yeah. My wife likes me. So it must be true.
Fair.
Yeah. Of course, you haven't got your solo stuff out there yet, though, have you?
I've got an EP out. I will also add my link tree in the comments.
That's right. It was Pigeon Rat.
Yeah, linktree.com/Rukusan or something. I've got like a little mixtape there.
Oh, okay.
I can't release it traditionally because I have a cover that I haven't got permission for yet.
No.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do this.
Yeah, we
the
had
old
that.
school way.
We had that. I did a heavy metal version of Hold the Line, you know. Hold the Line. Was it Toto? Did a metal version of that, and yeah, we had the same problem. A lot of fun though. Crowd pleaser. Yeah, totally. Oh man, look, it has been absolutely fantastic catching up with you.
It has been an absolute pleasure to be here, Ross.
You've got me more tempted to go and check out Twitch and check out more computer games because I'm like a hungry heroin addict that hasn't been near heroin in 20 years, and I'm like, heroin. But no, I shouldn't go play games. I should not do that.
You're already a busy man.
I'm already busy. But yeah, no, but it's inspirational, man. I'm going to go check out your channel. And man, keep going with The Limited. Don't forget to sling us a link next time because now we can be more free to go out to a show. So let me know when you're having another show, and I'll come out and punch you guys in the arm and give you a hard time.
Can I plug an upcoming show?
Yeah, you got a show. Oh, absolutely, you got a show coming up.
Excellent. June 30th at Mosh Pit in Erskineville. We're playing with the Owen Guns and
great venue.
Bands.
Great venue. Yeah, man, I'll come along to your show.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll come buy a shirt since you didn't bring the one along. It's fine. It's fine. I understand. I get it. Like, I'm not upset at all.
Sorry.
Do I sound upset? No. No, seriously. Come along to the Limited show at the Mosh Pit. Great venue. And what was the date again? 31st of June?
June 10th.
June 10th, sorry. June 10th.
I got that wrong.
June 10th, okay? So June 10th at the Mosh Pit. Once again, man, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Ross.
And guys, you've been watching The Pagey Train. Of course, you can find us anywhere that podcasts can be found, but let's rattle them off anyway. You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and of course, Anchor. And totally, if you're watching this, you're probably watching it on YouTube. Be really friendly and subscribe. And if you're really toasted and really want to get into it, don't forget to hit the like button. And hey, man, if you're feeling really rambunctious, give it a share. You've been watching The Pagey Train, and we'll see you next time. All done, brother.
Excellent.
Yeah, thanks for the show, man. That was really fun. That was a lot of fun.